Hey, it's Terrie Carr, and this is the Carr Stereo Podcast. Howdy and welcome. You can hit up my website, terriecarr.com, for more information, especially if you'd like to get in touch. Just go to the contact section, and I will hit you back. My YouTube channel, of course, if you'd like to comment, I'll comment back as well. Grateful for your ears, grateful for your eyes if you are watching the YouTube version, and of course, as always, your time. This week, it's a catch-up with Gavin Rossdale from Bush. Gavin is always interesting, charming, open, clever, and he always makes me laugh. He's a really fun guy. We talk about crafting modern-day Bush classics, when Gavin knew the band could go the distance, and how his connection to dogs is a life's passion. Oh, and by the way, the band's massive touring schedule, too. It's Gavin Go time as the Carr Stereo Podcast welcomes Gavin Rossdale. The Carr Stereo Podcast, super excited to welcome the one and only Gavin Rossdale from Bush. Gavin, it's great to have you on the show today. And man, what a crazy and amazing year you've had.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah, I love being, thank you for having me on your show. And when I look back at it, it makes me feel dizzy with all the kind of movement and dates and travel. And I don't know how everyone around me, like my kids and my dog, put up with me. But I think they like the sushi.
I'm sure they do. The last show I saw you at actually was Madison Square Garden with Shinedown.
Let's just let that phrase hang in the air. I like it.
Oh,
When was the last time you saw me?
Madison Square Garden.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, that was a good time.
Isn't that such a magical venue, though? I mean, when you're there, there's just a magic in the garden, and the crowd was so into you. They hung on your every note, every word. When you left, everybody was kind of like banging their feet and their hands and stuff. What a beautiful night that was.
Yeah. Yes. We're good friends with Shinedown, very, very good people to tour with. And we had a great tour and people were great for us. This last year was a lot about going to play in unusual settings with other bands, with other audiences. And it was a real sort of felt like a trekking, when you trek up the Himalayas or something. Not that I have ever done that, but I just mean the idea of a really extended extended backpack travel where you are the Sherpa. And so I'm happy to be through it. I mean, this year, I said I want to play less dates this year, just less dates, more special, just maybe not so crazy.
Well, there's a lot of dates, though. There's a lot of dates that just got announced.
That's because no one listens to me. No one listens to me. No one listens. I just said I said it. I didn't say anyone listened.
Right. The date that's closest to me, I'm excited. We've got a Brooklyn Paramount date. I'm right in between New York and New Jersey. So this is phenomenal. Those dates begin in April. You've got some dates before then. Then you're going out on these ginormous festivals. And of course, just still writing and making incredible music. I Beat Loneliness, such a great record. I think you're making some of the most impactful music of your career now. And I think it's very interesting because they're Bush songs, but they're not the same Bush songs.
I love all these phrases.
Well, when you're writing these songs, I mean, are you thinking about them appealing to a new generation, or does it sort of naturally, organically become a sign of the times, and that's just kind of how it happens?
To be honest, there's everything in there, It's just trying to be as mindful as possible. Mindful of myself. I think I got to be a better editor. I used to think I was better when I was younger. And so sometimes I would write things and I'd be like, Jack Kerouac had this first thought, best thought. That's not always right, I don't think. Sometimes you can edit yourself. And so I've just tried to be honest with myself and be like, you're not as good as Radiohead yet. This isn't as good as Radiohead. This is not. How good is this? Is this compared to System of a Down's track? Who's this compared? And I used to get in this thing where sometimes I'd write lyrics, and if I just liked them, I'd let them go. But I just harassed myself this time to just really get to the nitty gritty, down to it, as much raw and real as possible. So it's just, I think Socrates said it, which is not to bring the interview down too far, but it's like, the more you know, the more you get to understand, you realize the less you know. The
Yeah.
smarter you are, the realize how, I've always been like cursed with, I'm smart enough to know I could be smarter. It's just, the brilliant thing about being dumb is that you don't know it, and
Yeah.
everyone else gets to do it, suffer it. I'm in the position where I'm not like really smart, but I'm smart enough to be like, man, I wish I was smarter.
You're smarter, though, than you're giving yourself credit for because you're crafting a sound that is your sound and that you're continuing to take into, decade after decade after decade. Not that many people, Gavin, are smart enough to be able to do that and to be able to have the feel. You sort of kind of have to have a feel to not be chasing trends, to know when it's yours, to know when it's not yours, and to be able to continue to do it successfully. And I think there was a point in your career, and stop me if I'm wrong, where all of a sudden everything kind of seemed to click. Was there a period for you where you said, you know what, I think we can take this the distance?
I think that you're very smart, and I love your questions and rationale. It's like I think that when I came back after I had a little hiatus in 2002 for a couple of years from Bush, and when I came back, Sea of Memories, which had the sound of winter on it and stuff,
Oh,
and
such
was
a good record.
I was,
Yeah.
and I was really, but then I noticed that a couple of songs, one song in particular in there, which I won't name because it's unfair on the song, but there's a couple of songs on there where I think I'm guilty of. I felt like a slightly treading water. I was like, where am I going? I'm not really pushing. I'm doing what I know. I'm at the point where do you write songs like someone like Charlie Puth or whatever, that guy? He's an
Yeah.
absolute
Yeah.
genius
Yep.
musician. He's phenomenal. He's really intriguing. I follow him and watch him, and he's so good that he could sit down and be like, okay, I'm doing a song, only using fourths. I want to, and it could be very technical, and he can go from that point of view. Whereas someone like me is more feral, and I find the sound I like, and it's more instinctual than like a learned classical musician. But so what for me has been this incredible journey is to kind of keep pushing the music and trying to learn and understand more, and then keep mindful of editing myself better. And like you're saying, then keeping in mind on what's going on out there in the world. So you don't want to be in a bubble. And it's putting all those pieces into the pot and seeing what comes out. And what comes out is I Beat Loneliness. That's actually what comes out.
Absolutely. Although, you gave me an idea. Feral is kind of a great title for the next record. Feral is just when you hit me where I'm more feral. I thought, what a great phrase that is.
Yeah.
You
Thank you.
need to
That's
use
pretty
that in a song. Like I'm more feral. But right, you're right. I think you've come full circle. I said this though on your last record too, which I guess is a fantastic compliment. That every record I feel like you're coming a little more full circle. Look, I
Yeah.
played every single from 16 Stone on the radio, not as a fan, I mean as a radio personality and as a programmer. So I've followed the Bush career for all of these years, and I just think you're
That's,
making some of the most impactful music that
that's
you've
so
ever
great.
made. So hats
Thank you.
off.
Because it's like there's part of me that says to myself, you shouldn't be making records. Like, move out of the way, let people
No,
through do
no,
things.
no, 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 no,
But
no, no, no.
but
Nope.
then, well, it's like you keep it vital. It's like as long as I can keep it vital, and it's like you just have different perspectives on it. This is incredible. Just the gift of this life of being able to make music, go play it for people. It's so sacred to me. It really is sacred. So I just try and do everything I can to sustain it. And all those points that you made so smartly are exactly the checklist that I have to make of myself all the time. And that's for anyone in any world, in any enterprise. That's what it's all about. It's about adapting and going forward, always going forward. And you take your hits with you, and then your misses, you leave them where they were.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no expiration date on art. I was doing an interview with, who was I doing it with? Oh, Glenn Hughes, the amazing vocalist. And he said, people ask me if I want to retire. He goes, I just don't feel it in my soul that I want to retire. Yeah. I just don't think that you can put
Yeah.
a timestamp on things. So I'm certainly happy that you're making music. But you know what? Let's talk about, before I let you go, these amazing artists that you have going out on tour with you. You're taking Mammoth. I loved Wolfgang interviewing you because he almost looked like, wow, I can't believe I'm interviewing Gavin Rossdale. And James and the Cold Gun. What a freaking great band They are. Oh my God. So
Yeah.
you've got this amazing young talent going out on the road with you. How important is it for you to have these great touring mates?
Everything, because I want people to have an amazing night.
Yeah.
I think I don't want to get into it, but I do. The what it costs people to go out, I think, is disproportionate and unfair, and I just don't like it. I'm part of the system, so it feels hypocritical because I should jump up and be saying more and keeping prices down. But a lot of the prices have nothing to do with me, parking and beverages and food and all that stuff. But it's just like, it's such an expensive night that I think that you have to respect that people had a choice of many things to do that night. And if they choose to see us, it's, incumbent on us to like provide a great night. And so I would always try and have the best bands I ever could playing with us. I had Death by Romy on a few shows
Yep.
ago, and I really absolutely loved that band. They were so good, really, really great. It was just so great having a fantastic girl performer who was opening the show.
I love
And
you
just
for
people,
saying that.
and she is, and actually the whole band is pretty
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Powerhouse. Amazing.
But
Amazing.
but she as a front person, just electrifying, and I was I had to watch a bit of the show every night,
Yeah.
and it's annoying because it's just when I'm getting ready and doing my sort of warm up, so it's super inconvenient. So I actually had to warm up earlier so that I'd go and just sneak a few, just from the side, watch 2 or 3 songs because I enjoyed it. And I like live bands that are great. I like performers that are great. She's a
Yeah.
great performer.
Very inspiring.
So,
Very inspiring. Yeah. The tour kicks off, by the way, in April. I'm excited, so excited for the April 10th Brooklyn Paramount show. And again, before I let you go, I have to thank you. I did an interview with you. I don't know, maybe it was like 2 years ago. You probably don't remember. Maybe you do if I bring this up. And I think I told you I was very involved with animal rescue. And you said, I'm going to get more involved with the rescue community. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the kids. We love animals here. And you're somebody who didn't just talk the talk. You walk the walk. And I follow you on social media. And I saw all the wonderful work you did, especially over the holidays with shelter dogs. And that makes such a huge difference. Did you feel your blood pressure come down when you were doing your 12 days of Dogmas?
oh, well, to be honest, I knew it'd be traumatizing to go to the pound. Um, I actually did a campaign for Peter as well.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that as well. Yep.
And I had to go back to the shelter where I got my wolf from, and I just found it. It's just I don't have really any hate in my heart until I go to a shelter and I think of all the people that let these dogs down. Then I really can hate them.
But their faces changed when you're sitting there. You're giving them love, and all of a sudden, the whole face changes of the animal.
Yeah, and for me, it's a bit of a drag that I got quite a reactive dog, so I'm really working with him, but I want to get more. I'd like to have, my dream is to have some kind of, setup where you get a lot of dogs, have a pack of dogs, and they can just live and be happy. It's just awful, what they have to go through. But yeah, so I do love the dogs.
Yeah. And it was just so nice to see you out there doing it. And it makes a huge difference. I work with shelter people every day. And I'll tell you, one photo can change the life of a dog. So thank you so much for doing that. And I can't wait to see you. Oh, I cannot wait to go to this show at the Brooklyn Paramount. It's going to be amazing. I'm so happy you guys are headlining, and you've got a giant tour. Everybody just check out all of the tour dates coming soon to a theater near you. Of course, Gavin says we're not touring as much this year, and you guys are out on not only your headlining tour, but doing all of the giant festivals. You're doing Download, and you're doing the Lunatic Ball with Shinedown, and you're doing like every festival you guys are on it. So here's to a quiet year for you.
Yeah. I'm trying. But yeah, hey, we'll let's come and meet Kaya in Brooklyn. We'll have Kaya with me.
I will see you in Brooklyn, my friends. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for a little while. So greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All the best.
Don't forget to like this podcast and subscribe to the Carr Stereo page on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Rob Moorhead. TC and I will see you next time.